What a flop. That's the biggest flop I've ever seen in my life.
Hello, boys and girls from around the world tonight. Literally. People coming from Australia, Texas, Louisiana, and more. The mountains, Pocatello. We're here. We're live and in prime time, Eddie, on another one. It's Thorcast coming at you. We did a live earlier, watching some Katiba products. How you doing today?
Well, doing good, man. How's your day? I'm not gonna lie to you. Today was today's been a wild day. You know, truck pallets breaking in half, stuff missing, coatings leaking from Korea. It's been a nightmare, bro. If I'm gonna be honest, I felt like the first day I realized I had to pay taxes.
Starting off detail season right, you know.
Yeah,
slow and easy. Mishaps. Yep. But it is rolling, and detail season is upon. The Cutmaster dropped this week in the Thor Nation. Dropped a couple weeks ago on NXTZEN.com. But we got the starter pack starting it up for you. If you want to go ahead and check it out, it's over there live in prime time. So we're going to learn tonight about the origins, how to use this good stuff. It's kind of like the easy bake oven of a detail compounds. How you been enjoying it?
What I like about it is it reminds me of if you're on that verge of wanting to do drugs and you want to know how it feels and how to pour it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that, you know. Say hello to the white ladies.
NXTZEN, what I like about NXTZEN is they give you a taste of you want to be the chemist? Here you go. Like here,
I remember
365. They give you the cross linker. They give you the separate stuff. You mix it. Yep, mix it up a little bit. Now you got compounds.
Remember their shipment got held up because they thought it was cocaine.
Yeah.
So they're buffing cars with just emulsion, which I guess that shows that you could buff the car with emulsion.
I didn't have no problems. Yeah, I buffed out whatever grit sandpaper you threw on that BMW.
I think it was way too aggressive. I don't know if we burnt that paint or not, but that's between them and God. I just wanted to show that it's easy to buff paint, right? Any compound is going to do good on paint.
Yeah.
But the
emulsion, that was impressive.
That emulsion did God's work.
That wool pad.
All right, we got some stuff we got to talk
about. Yum Cards in this mug. What we got?
Where's he at? Is that Kelly or Nick? What's up, Yum Cars? Launching next month. Hey, we got
hot.
lightning sale today. Is get a gallon of what's that crap called? Sword. We don't even know sword for $12.49. So you get a gallon of sword for $12.49. It's kind of like 1995 when money was real.
Boom! Look here. Every day we're running a lightning flash.
If you're on Australia, that's $90. Wait, what's our conversion to Australian? Isn't it like 1 to 90?
No idea. But sword half off today. Pretty good deal, I'd say. Got Katiba down
where
here.
You can find Cutmaster at.
Cutmaster. Well, first you can go to the new arrival section. Boom, right there. Got the old Cutmaster pack ready for you. Got some new brushes too, by the way. But you know, let's check out this Cutmaster. It's got a.
Did you not? You didn't order the other stuff, did you?
Just the Cutmaster pack.
Wait, look at. So everyone doesn't know. Jamie deals with the U.S. I deal with the foreigners. So that makes sense. Well, this is good to get started too, so you can love it. But we need to get the bottles on there, bro. We need the different bottles.
There you go. Stop screen.
Yep, we need different bottles.
Yeah, we got to get some feedback. You got to tell us if you want more Cutmaster or not.
I got a video dropping on Cutmaster next week. I have it showing on a real messed up car. It was like a forward hash. It was hash. And I showed you the different level of cuts. And this is before Joe fixed the emulsion, but it was still good.
Oh, you using the old emulsion. Oh, separator.
Yeah.
It's called.
Yeah, it worked. Dude, the red one? The red one did God's work. That's Nick. Nick has a countdown coming on. You guys want to know? Say in chat.
Countdown is on.
What else we got, Jamie?
What else we got? We dropped Lightning real good. Sold out. Stay strong. Thanks, everybody. Massive success. We blew that out. So we're working on writing that check. It's quite a good size check. So massive accomplishment there to the detail culture in the Thor kingdom. Y'all came through big time. We sold out that mug fast.
What did he say?
And he deals with the internationals, so.
Hey, I deal with the internationals, so they understand me. So if I speak, they get me there, bro. I don't know what it is, but everyone from overseas We relate.
They just understand you.
They just understand my broken English.
What's funny is, they don't understand me. I'll try and talk to someone, and they're like, I don't.
What did he? They go, what did your partner say?
I offend people real quick. I don't know why.
I say, you deal with the Americans.
I'm real offensive.
He called someone. Look, you can't call a Spaniard. You can't call. What'd you call him? Like,
dude, he said he was from Spain. I don't care what no one says. He told me the week before that guy was from Spain.
This guy, I've never seen anybody so offended in my life.
He was so mad.
He was so pissed at you. We had to come back the next day to cool off so we could shoot the video.
That's right. I had to give him 24 hours to calm down. That's why I don't deal with international people.
All right, we're ready to hear about Cut Master.
Except Joel. Cut Master time. Let's get him in.
Hey, Joel.
Hey, mate. Today? I am finalising the Cut Master formulation.
Cut Master has arrived. Finally, after months of anticipation, Joel went back to the lab, remastered the formula, and it has released here in the States. Tonight, we figure out why was it needed. Is it for professionals, enthusiasts alike? Can anyone be a cut master and more? Tonight, we find out with the Wombats and Texans themselves. Everyone, welcome NXTZEN to the podcast.
Woohoo! Wombats unite.
That was good,
guys.
I made that in about 3 minutes ago. I made that, so turned out pretty good, I think. You're welcome.
Dude, Jamie, let me tell you how Jamie runs Store Media, Anthony. Let me tell you about this. He's on everybody's case. Get me your thumbnail. Make sure your video's up, right? He's got a whole crew he deals with.
And then I remember we have Jamie, a podcast.
Who are we doing this Thursday? He goes, I don't know.
Make it happen. Ron's back, everybody. Ron, what's up?
What's up?
What's happening?
Another day, another dollar.
Another day, another dollar.
Ron looks way tired. Ron, what's up, dude? You all right?
How many PPFs you do today?
I didn't do any.
None?
Their daddy, bro. Me and him don't work. They just look at people. They beat the game, right? They just write checks and look at people and be like, make sure that gets done.
That's the life.
I'm just running around putting out fires and making sure jobs get done.
I like it. So what's up with this Cut Master?
Cut Master, let's talk about it. So it's live now. We've been honey dick since SEMA.
Since SEMA 2023.
Dang.
Yeah. So we presented a prototype in 2023. And then we had months and months of supply issues. So it did take a while, and then, as you mentioned before, other delays like the final samples will be sent out of the emulsion split, and customs thinking that we're in the powder game.
Deep in the powder game.
But we got there in the end. Here we are, and now we're on Thor.
Hey, so someone starting on, this is for everyone, because Anthony, you did real good addition to MTE. If you didn't burn through paint, I think you would have been top 3. Right? No, for real, I'm not making fun. He was like,
Joel and I were talking about that, and as a detailer or polisher, you get to this certain point, and I probably should have stopped right there, but I thought, I think I can get it a little bit better. And then, boom. So, but really great numbers. They were a little perplexed what I was using.
Mm-hmm.
So I explained it briefly. At that point, it was just the emulsion. I was just using just the emulsion to really
burn through paint with emulsion.
Yeah.
Anthony polishes hard, son.
I'll tell you a story about
that whole thing. Was
have repainted.
What'd you have to repaint? Wait, tell the story. What?
Well, the clock kind of messes with your head. So you as soon as you put the polisher on, they start the clock. And so I'm going, and I told Joel and Ron, and at 1 minute and 12, I looked at it, and pretty much the sanding marks were all gone. And I thought, whoa, this is going so much better than I thought. And I told Joel, I said, I'm going to do the whole thing with a wool pad. And he was just like, oh, I don't know, mate. But so I switched pads, and then right around 3 minutes or so, dropped my towel. And then that time in between getting a new towel, I should have just turned the polisher off, but I kept it going. That's probably what caused it. But yeah, it got really good numbers, came out really good. And if I hadn't burned the paint, I'd probably been right up there at the top.
Yeah, I really liked that polishing competition you had, because it didn't click until afterwards, but that's a great chance for like you guys to come show up with Cutmaster and be like, all right, here we go.
Yeah,
to show y'all what's up.
Yeah,
Anthony burns all the paint.
Better and better for detailing.
Sorry, I keep interrupting everybody. In my mind, I feel like I was talking to myself. Sorry, like I'm on like 18 cups of coffee. Shout out to Becca. She sent me coffee for hitting 10,000 subscribers. Everyone,
nice.
Woo! All right,
from 10,000 to 17,000.
So Joel.
Sorry, Joel.
I just said MTE. You mentioned the polishing competition they had. It's getting better every year for detailing. Years gone by, it was the dent guys really sort of dominated there, but now I think it's becoming more and more of a premier event for car detailers.
The PDR guys were all over. I think they took more than half of it. We had a small. Well, you had a big booth. You always have big booths, you guys.
Yeah, NXTZEN took up a quarter of the building.
Now you walk down the street, NXTZEN was bigger than everyone on this side.
Yeah,
they had 8 cars, a BMW, 9 girls.
That's how we roll.
Yeah,
how we roll.
I got a question for y'all. So everyone's starting out with NXTZEN and then the Cutmaster stuff. What separates you from them just buying like Perfect Finish? Or what would you say to the people just buying NV Finesse or another compound that's ready to use, no guff, no huff, not having to do it? Like, what is the marketing strategy there, and how can you tell someone nervous about mixing chemicals? Yep. What's the benefit of them getting it versus just picking it up?
So it goes back to when we first, decided that we needed to release a compound, and we had a lot of requests from our customer base to release a compound range, and we didn't just want to be, like you said, like another name on the long list of compounds and polishes on the market. We needed to have a point of difference, and we needed to try and address like solve an issue that people have in the industry. And over the years, in years gone by, when we were an importer and a distributor of various brands, and even to this day, still there's the compound industry is one of the most competitive for a reseller. In the detailing industry, everyone has their own opinion on which compound is the best, or which polish is the best. It really comes down to its personal preference a lot of the time. And so you can never really please everyone. And we came to the conclusion that a lot of that is each of these products you've kind of like pigeonholed within, a range of performance, whether it be, in the USA, I believe you guys have issues with black GM paint, trying to finish down on that. Here in Australia, we have issues with black Honda paint. And there's a lot of brands out there that just won't, excuse the pun, cut it.
That was clever.
Yeah, with these kind of paints, right? And you can go to the other end of the scale with heavy cut compounds. Pick whatever brand compound you like to use, and a car comes in today and it's really messed up, and you just couldn't get the level of finish that you really wanted. You had to rip out the sandpaper, the compound, that compound that you love just didn't work for you. So the point of the Cutmaster system is to try and address that issue where you don't have to be limited in the amount of cut that you had yesterday. You can customize it to have within reason as much cut as you like, just by changing the amount of abrasive. that you have. And as far as finishing is concerned, we've gone down as far as, you can just use the emulsion and not actually have to add any additional abrasives at all. And beyond that, you can make your own custom blend of the different abrasive types.
Can you mix them too? Can you mix any of the blends together? Have you guys tried that, Anthony and Ron? Like, have you tried? You know how back in the day we used to have to do what's called like half step. Half step to me is like what you use like an aggressive compound and 2 dots of a polish, and then that would be good enough. Can you guys mix like the medium cut with the finishing or the heavy cut with the finishing together? Can you guys do that to make an all-in-one?
Yeah. So if you guys get a chance, try 1 scoop of coarse and 1 scoop of fine in 3 ounces or so, and see how you like that.
Oh, interesting.
Anthony sauce.
Yeah.
That combination removes paint.
Yeah.
We already learned that.
Takes it right off the panel.
Yep.
Gets good numbers though, as long as you don't burn all the way through it.
Dude, I thought he was gonna win. Legit walking cloud 9. I never seen the man smile and cut so much, and all of a sudden his name didn't get called. I remember. I was like,
video was great.
You got honey.
Was great.
Bro.
Felt like
I'll nab it next year. I got a plan.
Yeah, now you know what the panel's like. Know what to bring next time.
Yeah,
so it's gonna be Except I think they want to change it to where they supply the compounds and polishes. So I kind of like the bring your own system.
Yeah,
freestyle.
I think that's good because it showcases all the different products that are out there, especially if if you're there at the show. So I think Mike Phillips was using some of the stuff that he promotes there, and some of the other guys as well. So
yeah, Brian did a good demo of Cut Master. He was ready.
He had that video launched. You know who Ryan is, Joel.
He loves him.
Joel.
So I go way back.
Yeah, you go way back. Hey, so Ron and Anthony. So what did you? I mean, you don't have to name the brand. Yeah, name the brand. What did you use before going to Cut Master? And then as a business that does a lot of cars, how's it improved your efficiency? Because a lot of people see it as an efficiency gap, right? Like you have to stop, mix your own crap, and keep going. How has this improved your overall efficiency?
Well, I don't know that for the longest time, I don't think that we ever mixed anything. We may have started with one product on the panel and then left that product on there and came back with something, less aggressive and continued polishing. But I mean, for us here, we would have. I told the guys, I looked at their carts the other day. I said, "We have Cut Master. Why do you have all this shit on your cart?" They've got M100, M105, 205. There's
the goats.
Menzerna. There's Parfait from what's that one, Anthony?
Sonex.
Yeah, Sonex. On the cart. There's some
the heavy hitters.
Fine Lab, heavy cut. I mean, we've got just crap everywhere, and so I told them to put it all on the shelf in the closet, and I look at the shelf, and it's just, just full of all kinds of different polishes, compounds, you name it. And it's and I look at that, and then I look at this, and it's everything. It's all of those products in this one kit, basically. To me,
I like it.
The greatest thing is the fluid. I mean, shit. Just my guys will say, what should I use on this? And I'm like, how long have you worked here? First off, and then second, I go, why don't you start off with the fluid and a microfiber pad and see where that gets you? We're gonna one-step it. Customer doesn't want to pay for 2 steps, so we're gonna one-step it. And they're like, well, maybe we should use a foam pad. I'm like, no, we'll start off with the microfiber pad. It does a really good job. So, and a lot of times they can finish down with the fluid and that, or if they need a little cut, they'll add some cut in another bottle. But it makes it really simple. And if you're running a production shop and you want this product, I mean, if you have, if you're selling packages, tiered packages, like a one step, you can say we're going to use, the fluid the light, or nothing at all. And then if we're doing a two-step, we're going to start off with the medium and then go to the light, or just the fluid, and make it simple, for these guys, because a production shop, they're hiring people and they're training them, and they may not have the experience that a lot of your viewers may have with products, and they're just getting into it, by being employed at a shop. So
you're finding it to be more efficient from cost perspective. You don't have to buy 12 different compounds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you have every so often we get like we'll hire somebody and they have they've got their personality, and they think they know everything, and they want special stuff here and there, and I'll oblige them and buy the products for them, but after a while it just sits, because they're grabbing what we use traditionally at the shop, and they know, they see the results that everybody else gets, so that's what they want.
Yeah, I like what Christy said here. Sooner or later, someone's going to have, oh, you mix this, you get purple. Purple's where it's at. Like, there's going to be a certain color that starts trending.
Well, I think yellow and blue make purple, right?
That'll be the famous color.
So we deliberately use the colors that we've got because they're primary colors, and so they do all mix, right? So, blue and yellow, I think, would make green.
Is it? See, I don't know. I'm black, so we didn't have Crayolas growing up. I don't turn around and be like, how do you make green? Like, I'm sitting there like, I failed every class that did this whole primary. Make orange. How do you make orange? I have no idea. I'm by the Crayon. I'm by the Crayola.
All right, but you literally can make every color of the rainbow with these three colors.
How do I make purple then? That's my goal.
That would be red and blue, I think.
That's not gonna do that. That'd be, oh my gosh, that'd be like a raped ape on the paint. Red and blue.
Look, Becca's smart. Red and blue make purple. Yes. Red and yellow make orange.
To kind of piggyback off of Ron for efficiency, it is very, very efficient, because I'm polishing a 2006 Porsche Cayenne red, and we're doing some video on it, and I can just look at my cart and go blue compound, the yellow finishing, the pink is mid. And so if you're training someone new in your shop, I mean, it's just really, really easy. So you grab the blue one, grab the blue pad, we're going to work on this. And then the next one, you're going to use red pad with the pink, and so on and so on. So yeah, it works good. And as far as polishes and stuff, I mean, use them all. With ones that are diminishing abrasive, kind of the issue I have with those is, you put it to the pad or to the paint, and you start your work, and it'll break down. It cuts, but then it breaks down. Yeah, you end up using a little bit more product because you need the cut to last a little bit longer.
So is yours not diminishing abrasives?
So alumina is non-diminishing. So in one way, you can have clusters of aluminium oxide, agglomerations that as you polish, they'll split apart and fracture, and become more and more particles. The sharp edges of the abrasive will wear down, but essentially, aluminium, or you call it alumina oxide, is non-diminishing.
Aluminium.
I didn't know that. So that's like one of my favorite compounds of all time is 105. You remember that didn't break down to save your life. Like, if you need to save your marriage, you don't use that. So it's kind of like that. It doesn't break down, right? It just you keep working it. Insane.
That's right.
The drawback to 105 is it dusted like crazy.
Oh yeah. You got that whole to scream. If you went and you did like rotary with that, you would have to keep wetting the pad because it would dust.
Yeah.
You probably you probably took a few years off your life breathing that all in.
All in, bro. Just like
he didn't have to go back, but he did. He was like, I gotta try all the heavy hitters in the
and that's another benefit, is that it's really low dust, and it goes a long way. You'll see how I use a little bit of it in the video. But Porsche paint's pretty hard. So when I did the initial 3 ounces and 2 scoops, I needed more. So I just added another scoop, and that took all of the random swirls and junk. And kind of the way I look at it is it's a bunch of chaos, right, on the paint, and then you're gonna organize the chaos.
Yeah.
So then it's easier to finish down. I like that. So the step actually gave me really, really nice finish. It was all uniform, and then red pad with the red polish cleared everything out. Two steps.
Nice. Barry's having a good time when he finally did 3 ounces of emulsion, 5 scoops of heavy cut, and a light polish. Man, he's really mixing
a boat.
Wow, that's a cut.
You cutting like a boat, or what were we doing?
Hey Barry, what were you working on?
We met Barry at MTE, and he really loved the product and was keen to get his hands on it. So that's just a perfect example of what Barry said, right? Like 5 scoops is working for him, and that's the way this product works. Anthony used 4 scoops, Barry used 5 scoops. You can't get that kind of latitude with the other products in the market. So people get pretty confused at first when they first see it, but once they get their head around it,
and it's like you said, it's geographical location. So where you're at, Eddie, it's probably really dry air there.
Yeah.
And so the way you're using it up there and the way it's reacting is going to be different than where Jamie's at, because Jamie's down in the dirty South where it's humid and you got chiggers and mosquitoes,
alligators.
He's got snakes. Yeah. Tell me how this man had crawfish in the garage.
Hey, it happens. They crawl in there.
So for the people here then saying it's a smat, right? So they're going to ask this question is going to come, Joe, Anthony, and Ron, and I'm not an armchair chemist by any means, and I can't talk, so I'm going to ask it now because people are going to ask these questions. The more people get products into the hand, the more questioning happens. Mm-hmm. So the question they're going to ask is, do you have carcinogens in it? That's the question they're going to ask. They're going to say, does it cause cancer? Is it certified Prop 65 certified? This is the stuff they're going to ask, because you know how compounds use solvent, and some of the solvent in California, you're good to go because you have to use a solvent to get the emulsion together.
So basically, there is some solvent in there, but a very limited amount to keep it within the regulations that it needs to be. But that's true. Any solvent, is a carcinogen. Obviously, aluminium oxide powder by itself is a carcinogen.
Yep.
The important thing about it is that we formulated it so that, to this day, I'm yet to see any dust from any of the times that we've done testing. So really, the issue with this is once you start getting the dust airborne, that's when it can become a real issue. So, but and
I wanted you to say that, Joe, because that's important. You don't get cancer from scooping it in. It's when right. So I always wanted to bring that up because they'll come that question. I get raped with questions like that every day. I'm like, bro, I'm not a chemist. I have no idea, and I have to read SDS sheets, and SDS sheets don't truly tell the whole story.
That's right. That's true.
So so thanks for saying that, because it's you made it. I used it, and I try to make it dust even with a wool pad, and I can't get it to dust. That's where you have to be careful, right? When it starts dusting.
That's exactly right. Yeah, and Johnny, I see your comment there. It's a byproduct of heavy cut, but it's 2025 now, mate. It doesn't need to be that way.
There you go. Don't him.
These people that are calling you, Eddie, they're probably eating Chick-fil-A and McDonald's, but they're worried about that.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh, I gotta leave chat.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah.
Hey, you said something that makes sense, Jamie. What's the same mother effers, right? Sorry. That would eat the McDonald's chicken nugget sauce, right? That would vape. That would smoke weed. Complains about polishing the car. Hey, I'm just gonna say how it is, cause all right. Hey, next question. Go ahead, Jamie. I'm done now.
Next question. Yeah, let's get into some questions. Look, we got Greg. He's coming in. He says, "Hey, not a Cutmaster question, but he installed Pro 365 this week on a friend's Jeep, and it worked well. Very easy. I have it in his freezer now as directed for that next car. So yeah, so Pro 365, phenomenal spray and wipe formula. Another one you got to mix up, Joel. So what's up with mixing and NXTZEN? Do you just think?
Yeah, it's like it's a complete coincidence. The 365, we purely had to do that. 2K coatings are pretty common in other industries, but not so much in ours. And we had to make it that way. As you guys know, once it's been mixed and it's so reactive, it just wants to go off. So, it is a coincidence, but it seems to be working. Everyone, look, I love mixing the stuff myself. That's the favorite part of my job. So yeah, I'm glad that people, the feedback we get from a lot of people is that they enjoy, being the chemist. And to be honest, we're not the first. People have been doing it themselves with various products in the industry for quite a while. Blending different compounds from different brands to make their own right. Mix.
Yep.
Really, we just followed a trend. I can't say I'm the trendsetter, but I'm the follower, I guess.
If you're gonna mix stuff, hey, we got the perfect product for you. Here it is. Exactly. Have fun. Yeah. There you go. I like it. And did you? So recently, Pan had 365 on a panel. Yeah. And it had some weird striping effect. What do you think happened there?
Yeah, so look, we have seen this kind of striping before. One of the very basic tests that we do, once we're happy with a formulation, we'll actually put it on a car, we'll let it cure for 7 days, and then we'll start just hitting it, with some really high alkaline chemicals in repeated sessions and watch to see what happens, right? So the thing that we always see is that naturally, in a hand application, there are going to be high and low spots in the coating, right? So as you start to erode that coating, you are going to start to reveal, the low spots. The weak points. The weak points in the coating, that's right.
Yeah,
so,
okay.
Pan, the poor guy, he did get a bit of flack over, the application process, but I have to say, to be fair, he did demonstrate the hydrophobic action after the application. So, we could all see that the coating was there. What's actually happened here is that in the freezing temperatures, obviously our product on a certain part of the panel is a bit slower to cure. There was one other brand, it was Phoenix, I think.
Yeah. Yep.
They obviously even slower to cure than us, and so once it was exposed to all the road salt and all the chemicals that are around right now, there was an initial erosion of that uncured coating. So when he's come back and we've it's revealed these lines, that's exactly what that is. But what's important to notice is that now on the 2-month update, and this supports my theory, is that even after he hit it with the water spot remover, those coatings that have the lines, they haven't degraded any further than the week 1 wash. So it was a curing issue that in the freezing temperatures. Obviously, the Geon can coat, cures a little bit faster. That's pretty obvious based on user feedback that it's a little bit more difficult to apply. But yeah, I think my prediction for Pan's test is if he does another update in a couple of months for the summer, I think you're going to start to see. Well, I'll speak for 365 Pro. I'm pretty confident that you're going to see what you saw on day 1 or day 7, I think it was, is what you're going to see on day 365.
I think too. I applied it on that vehicle. I had a black truck here. It was summertime. I did it 2 ways to test that. I applied it with the microfiber, but then I sprayed it inside of an applicator and did it that way. So this is a great question.
Yeah, Steve comes in. Application-wise, what's your recommended application of 365 Pro?
Yeah, so I like to use cross-hatching. Like at the end of the day, it's as long as you get complete coverage and the coating isn't exposed to anything before the curing time, I don't think you're really going to see any difference between circle applications and cross-hatching. The other thing that people comment about is applicator versus towel. I think both are right. One thing that we had in mind when we developed this product is we want it to be fast and easy for the consumer, right? So clearly using a towel is a faster method. If that's working for you, then keep using that. If you want to spend a bit more time and using an applicator, that's perfectly fine as well. But really, it's just the two points are, as long as you get full coverage and as long as it goes through a curing period, then both are going to work well.
I personally prefer the applicator method. I think you get more actives on the paint, and
100%. Where the towel
may take you a little bit longer, but the towel, I think you're just putting a little too much, spreading too much product around on the towel. It's a little too light, but you get the applicator loaded up and start wiping it in, and
just like the rinseless sponge, methodology of it is it reduces the pressure point, so now gives it a nice even surface on the paint, evenly applied. So Joel, say Steve applies it, 2 months later, stripes start popping up. What do you do then to make it smooth again?
So what I would do is just go through a chemical decontamination process. I would give the car a quick clay if you're comfortable doing that without inflicting any damage to the surface. And I would just go ahead and just apply an additional layer. That's the bottle itself is going to do 10 to 15 applications. And it's really cost effective. So there's no, you see something like that, just apply a little bit more and off you go. There's no need to strip the whole thing back and start all over.
So it should fill in the hills and valleys of the uneven coating.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Beautiful.
How do you prevent that? I know this is how do you
use the applicator?
No, but like for you, you're selling. This is I'm not being controversial, but I can do whatever I want in 2025.
That's right.
Isn't that what we're allowed to do, Anthony? We can say and do what we want, dude.
We can do whatever we want.
That's right.
How do you make it so the dummy doesn't get it? So my dad were to use that, and he saw the tiger stripes. You know, the first thing my dad's gonna do?
Make it dummy proof.
Junior, get that out of I'm like, what, Dad? He'll start screaming like, what's going on? So how do we prevent? Because we're in different types of climates, right?
Yeah.
What's a good temperature and what's not a good temperature?
Yeah, we're actually, based on what we've seen with this test, we're going to do some updates to the recommendations. For freezing temperatures, we're going to recommend a bit of a longer curing time. We need to adapt to this kind of feedback and user experience. So in our case, we thought that 12 hours was enough, but we don't have those kind of conditions here to test in personally.
Yes. How cold does it get in Australia? Do you have a winter?
We have a winter, but it's very limited. We have very isolated areas where it snows. But
no, you don't. It's called dust storms. No, you haven't seen snow in your life, bro.
Yeah. So if it gets below, if I talk in Fahrenheit, maybe if it gets below 70, everyone starts complaining here. So we're definitely not used to it. So the best way for us to deal with this is to adapt to and adjust the recommendations, and a slightly longer curing time in cold conditions. We should see this problem disappear.
So is there any designated toppers or anything like that?
No, so if anything, 365 would be a topper itself. A lot of pro detailers are going to use this annually. Ron and Anthony will speak to that more than me, but I actually just had a meeting yesterday with our guy in Poland, and every coating, doesn't matter what brand that goes out, they're using 365 as a topper. So I wouldn't recommend like a water-based sealant or anything like that as a topper. If you want to do a top up, use some more 365 Pro. It will layer to itself to an extent. Nice. But yeah, as far as a pro is concerned, if you got customers on a maintenance schedule, then 365 Pro is a great option for a topper.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Or you could even, use Easy Dry in between.
Yeah, absolutely.
Easy Dry is good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's like a sleeper product. And I've got our buddy Mike Fetty with Innova Car Care.
Mm-hmm.
He loves the 365 Pro. So he'll put it in his little Iwata 80 sprayer, and he'll spray the panel, and then his helper will come by a few moments later and start wiping it all down. And he says he loves it that way. He uses a little bit more product, but I
guess.
Yeah, the coverage is excellent. He says he thinks it's got more gloss, and just the way it works is all around better, faster. He can do a car in like 15 minutes.
Nice, beautiful. Any filling properties on 365?
No, not with 365. The viscosity on that is a bit too low. We do get some filling on our pro coatings and the thicker coatings. Maybe the one that you guys have been testing, you might see some of that, but I wouldn't expect it with the 365 Pro.
It's thicker than a Snickers.
Good stuff.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. All right, next question. What we got? Has anyone thought of drinking the mix? Thought it was a protein shake. So the protein shaker, when did that get involved, and what's the thought behind it?
So basically, when we were developing it, the issue we had was actually with the light cut abrasive, right? So the submicron particles, they want to clump together, much like the issue. Anyone who's tried to mix a protein shake knows exactly the problems they have trying to get all those little bits of powder to break down. So yeah, with the light, not much of an issue so much with the medium and heavy, but particularly with the light, which is a submicron particle. We needed a way to ensure that we did break up those agglomerations, and so yeah, it was an obvious thing that, well, this is what we use for my protein shake. Surely, that's going to work. We found some custom sized little balls. They're a little bit smaller than the ones that people would be used to fit in the packaging. And it's not really anything new. People have been adding nuts and bolts to their compounds for years. We just made it look a little bit more fancy, I guess.
Eddie's neighbors think he's working out now because they see him out in the driveway.
They know my shake weight options, right? Because I start doing this. It's when you start doing this where it gets weird. You know what I mean? I keep it away from the mouth.
He opens the garage.
I just do it out here. You know how you do it? Here's how you're outside doing it in front of people. You outside, okay? Do not do it like this or.
There's a Johnny Shield detailing best practices if a high spot.
Right here.
So actually, on the rare occasion with a NXTZEN coating that you got a high spot, the 365 Pro will melt it right away.
I'll be dang. That's a hot tip.
If you come back to your shop or whatever, 24 hours later, 40 hours, you're ready to deliver, and got a little high spot, a little 365, gone.
There you go. And you shouldn't have any real hot spots with 365, huh? Like,
nah, it's pretty difficult. Yeah.
I mean, you got to be trying to leave a high spot.
Yeah. Barry, what kind of sprayer was that, Anthony?
That was the Iwata 80, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Iwata 80, if I believe right.
People want video clips of Eddie shaking the shake weight.
Like, you don't want to see it. I'm telling you right now, I'll wear my Richard Simmons suit.
There you go. The review of NXTZEN needs to be like,
I'm going to do it in my suit with my stomach showing like this, and I'm going to jump.
Yep.
I think we got a good one of Eddie at SEMA beating his meat. I think he said.
Oh,
God. Whole show's over. Ron's breaking.
What's Ron doing?
I was looking for so when we open up a 365 for the shop, on Amazon they sell these little kind of like a perfume sampler tester. It's like maybe an ounce, and I thought maybe we might have one in that freezer there, but the guys will mix up the 365 and then pour them in little individual sprayers. That way they're not taking the sprayer out of the freezer and leaving it somewhere, so it gets forgotten and then the product gets ruined. So that's kind of a little tip for everybody. They're just these little misters that you buy a bag of 50 for like $8 on Amazon.
There you go.
Fill those all up, and then we just put them in a little bowl in the freezer, and they go in there and they'll grab one and stick it in their pocket and go do the car.
What size?
Oh, God, I don't know. I was trying to find one. They're probably like 1 ounce, maybe.
Yeah, you sent me a link. I'm trying to look for it right now, but
I think they're like 30. Half an ounce. I think they're half an ounce, those ones.
Is it half an ounce? Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
But we just ordered some the other day, and I don't know. The guys already took them and filled them up, and they're downstairs in their break room.
Temperature-wise, you think anything's going to affect the emulsion once mixed? Being in Canada, is it shipping stable, freezing? What do you think about cold temperatures with Cutmaster?
We don't expect any issues with the cold. I can't say it was stable before, but it's definitely stable now. We went through that process. What was that, 6 months ago? It was a bit of a nightmare. So. Luckily we caught that before we shipped everything out. But I don't think we're going to have any issues in the cold.
I tried it, so I left my garage freeze. I turned the heater off. I'm no joke because you sent me the new one. It's still good.
Okay, well there you go.
So, but it was 50 degrees. I had to turn the heater back on, but it's 50 degrees. It didn't freeze. Do you want me to put it out in the winter? Do you want me to freeze it?
Yeah, put it out there. Put it out there on the street.
Dude, that's the only one I got.
See what happens.
No, that's the only one I. Hey, listen.
You got to do it for science.
I'm gonna do it tonight. I'll only leave it outside in the freezer and I'll report back. But I'm gonna need a replacement because that's like gold.
Okay.
Let's give away a Cutmaster, Jamie.
Give away Cutmaster. Yes,
everything. Give away a Cutmaster kit.
Everything's available separately on the NXTZEN website. Right now, we just have the starter pack.
Because Jamie ordered it that way.
We'll fix it soon. Look, I'll get everything else lined up. All right. Yeah, let's give away a Cutmaster. Let's do it.
All right. I got a question.
What's your question?
What was the sanding disc Anthony used in the MTM video? You guys, please don't answer, team. The MTE video where we were doing the BMW. What was the sanding disc called?
The sanding disc.
No, I need the name, the actual name of it.
I don't even know.
I don't even think Anthony knows. Anthony, do you remember it?
You know what's funny is we were just cleaning the office downstairs. We came across it, and I was like, "What the hell are you doing here?"
Hey, I need the actual name of the disc. The company name doesn't work for me anymore. You're gonna have to dig in. Oh,
they're digging.
Here we go.
They're digging.
Here we go.
Silicone carbide sanding disc from Carpro. You gonna give it to him?
Yeah,
Alex,
give it to him.
All right, Alex.
Carpro, everyone knows it's Carpro. I need the name of the disc. This is hey,
Master.
We'll give away a 365, and Carson, I'll let you do it since you're the first one to say.
I kind of like Wombat Scratcher.
Hey, Carson, I'll send you 365 Pro. Email Jamie. US only because we can only ship to Canada because it costs more than buying a Russian bride.
Oh,
You know, you get hit with that tariff. That's between you and God. That tariff is insane, guys.
I'll take it
I
out.
bought soap from there. Cost me a house payment.
Circle back to those little sprayers I was telling you guys about. I just pulled up my Amazon account. So it's a 60-pack of 3 mil, and they call them a mini clear plastic spray bottle.
Ron's dying.
I'm sorry, they're $9.99 for 60 of them.
There you go. That's a little bit water bottle for a big man.
I know. It's just tiny, right?
How are you gonna have a wall that lights up?
What is up? What is happening back
Hey,
there?
did you just drink
It's
that
like-
motion? Wait, that wall that you have lighting up? That's
What is going on? Y'all partying there or what?
That's the kind
That's
of wall.
our. That's where we deliver cars.
We're gonna have to call that the boom boom room,
Yeah,
right?
I like it.
The boom boom room.
Water base, solvent base, cut master, emulsion.
Well, it's emulsion is a mixture of water and solvent. So, or water and oil, solvent being an oil. So, it's a water and oil emulsion.
There you go.
And there's different variations. See, I think it's Joel will know better, but there's a water and oil emulsion, and then there's an oil and water emulsion. And it's,
That's too smart for us, Ron. Look, is it safe on trim or are we taping trim? It's basically the question. What's the stance?
Safe on trim.
Safe on trim.
I would always tape off your trim just to make sure that you don't jack anything up.
Yeah. You never know. You really never know with trim.
Whether it be the product or your foam pad leaving a little burn mark.
Yeah. You never know. It's always good to tape it up.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not taping nothing. I go in my experience, even on Tesla trim, it's all right. So, but don't do that with Angel Wax. The Angel Wax is one of my favorite compounds. You don't tape that mug with Angel Wax, your insurance claim.
Ruined.
No, well, you know what? Ron said it. Tape your trim up, right?
Tape your trim.
Now that I'm thinking about it, Ron, I am not liable. This is my opinion. This is not the way to do it. I'm not liable for you messing up.
Just tape up the trim.
Your own research.
Yeah, just tape up the trim. Ron, what's your favorite tape? What do you be taping trim up with?
We just buy the blue painter's tape.
Just the blue painter's tape.
Yep.
All right,
there we go. Painter's tape.
Don't even have to get fancy. Yep.
Yeah.
There you go.
We do have there's a I can't remember the brand, but there's a brown tape that we use that's really super strong. But most of the time we use that when we're tinting windows. So you have windows that have a lot of felt on the inside, and you don't want it to just pop off like the blue tape. This stuff's really durable.
Dang.
Look, Bruce said it right. Don't bring your car to me, right? I'm gonna burn and turn, and I'm gonna put Cutmaster and Tiger Stripes. I mean, Cutmaster at zigzag, and then top it with the 365 Tiger Stripes. I'm gonna
I used to work with a detailer back in California, and he would, before buffing, he would spray all the trim down with silicone.
Yeah,
and then he would do his buffing, and then afterwards he would just wipe it off. Wipe it right off.
Oh, what dang.
Old school.
Kind of genius.
Old school. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, we have a Subaru downstairs, one of those ones with plastic everywhere, and I think they used about a whole roll of tape just masking that car off.
Yeah.
There's a lot of plastic trim on those.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, listen, guys, you're gonna get these people, right? I don't say these people because I'm one of them. That I don't want to tape trim. So, have you tried it, Ron and Anthony and Joel, without taping trim? And what has been the verdict? Because you don't want to detract people away from, tape the trim, because then no one's gonna buy it.
Yeah. So the red Cayenne that I'm doing, I purposely didn't mask off the sunroof, and I buzzed right across it with the blue compound. Didn't do anything to it.
That's
then
what
I polished down by the lower bumper where it's got the rear wheel or mud flaps, and purposely went across it, and it left the polish there, but it wiped right off. Didn't leave anything.
A little bit of that NXTZEN prep solvent probably take care of it.
For me, if it's glossy trim, I don't typically tape it, but if it's plastic, the unfinished trim, just force a habit, tape it off.
I do want to say this because I know people in chat are like, oh my gosh, I'm not buying this shiz because you got tape trim. I'm being serious. You guys, we probably just shot ourselves 5 times, right? Guys, I've tried it on. I don't tape trim. I got tape costs too much money. I keep forgetting to buy tape, and there's only one kind of tape I like, and usually
you buy expensive tape. You probably buy tape. The Korean tape from.
I buy the Japan.
Japan tape. Japan tape.
I buy the one from the leaf, okay, from the hidden leaf.
The hidden leaf tape. Yep.
All right, so it's please everyone in chat.
Mm-hmm.
It does not ruin trim. Okay.
Look, Conway thinks most people lay coatings down too light. He likes heavy. Is there actual facts to too thin, too light applications? What's right? What's wrong? Perfect people to ask.
There's a perfect amount to everything, right? So you certainly don't want to lay them down too light, and to a point, if you go too heavy, you're just going to be wasting a lot of product. So, look, I guess if I had to go one way or the other, you definitely want to go on the heavier side. Where the priority is a quality coating, right? We're not trying to save a mil here or there and put down a subpar layer on our customers' cars or even on our own cars for that matter. You always want to err on the side of I don't want to use the word heavy, but it's better to be more generous. Enough, yeah.
You want to be generous with it.
Yeah, generous. That's right.
How do you all three feel about this? So we're living in a world where people want to get more out of bottles or coatings. How do you feel about trying to stretch one bottle of coating to do 2 cars? Or do you think that bottle should be solely dedicated to the one vehicle you're working on?
Well, I guess if we're talking about our pro coatings, we're already highly concentrated in getting more than 1 car out of a bottle. So we're not in the business of just selling people solvent with a low amount of actives. I believe that you should use the amount that the manufacturer recommends. They do that for a reason. From our point of view, we want to make sure that your customer has a good experience with our product, and it's just as important for our brand as it is for your brand, and repeat business to make sure that you don't shortchange them really. If you try and squeeze extra cars out of a bottle, it's really at your customer's expense. I think it's in everyone's best interest to maintain a good standard, and the repeat business that you'll get from doing a good job is going to be far more than saving a couple of dollars.
Stretch it out.
That's right.
Yeah. I mean, if you're talking a bottle of NXTZEN ceramic coating, if you're a pro, doing elite. I mean, if you're doing a Honda Accord, you probably get 3 Honda Accords out of that bottle. So what are you saving if you're going to do 4 cars? I mean,
yep.
Yeah, I just think about it. You know how like back in the day, I say back in the day, but like 2019, they said you buy 1 bottle, 1 car. Do you remember those days?
Yeah.
1 bottle, 1 car, 1 bottle, 1 car. Now we're changing the mantra to, okay, let's buy 1 bottle, 2 cars. And we're pushing the limit of how much we could do. And then some people like Conway like to go on heavy. So then they get frustrated and be like, hey, Ron, you told me I get 2 cars out of this mug. How come I can only get 1? And I think we have to define what a car really is. It's not like, is it a truck? When we say car, what is 2 cars?
And what are you coating? Are you just coating the paint? Are you going to coat the plastics with it? Are you going to coat the wheels? How much are you doing? Are you going the extra mile for the customer to do all that? Are you charging them for that?
I never go the extra mile.
He burns the trim.
I turn the
fancy Japanese tape off. Gives it back to the client.
But if you go back to to NXTZEN, the ceramics themselves are 80% actives inside of it. So that's why they're so thick.
They're thicker than a Snickers. Speaking of being thick,
Elite's good, dude.
They're so thick. Alberto asking, do they have any self-healing properties to the NXTZEN coatings? What do you think about self-healing coatings, Joel?
Yeah, so our elite coating has some self-healing properties. We don't try to push it too much. We did go down a road of trying to develop like a super self-healing coating, and it's kind of like drinking from the poison chalice, if anyone knows much about how self-healing works. And you need flexibility in the coating, and the more flexible it is, the more self-healing effect you're going to get. But then you start to lose resistance to mechanical abrasion. So you end up with this really soft coating that just wears down really quickly. So we've still got some things in the works as far as self-healing is concerned on another take of it. But our experience is with self-healing, and this even extends to anyone in the PPF game. PPF is the king of self-healing. You see those videos going around. But even a thick film like that, once it's exposed to UV, and it starts to lose its elasticity, you are going to see a diminishing of the self-healing effect. That's why, cars that come back 5 years later or whatever it might be, they had self-healing PPF, and you're finding swirl marks on it that won't heal anymore. Polyurethane and polymers are no different to the skin on our face. I've got quite a few wrinkles on my face now. I'm 45 years old, and I guarantee to you I didn't look like this when I was 20. But as we're our skin's exposed to UV, and you have the structure, the material, whatever it is aging, things become less elastic, they become more brittle, and you lose these kind of effects. So I've just given you a long answer to get to the point that yes, Elite does have some self-healing effect. There's been some videos put out on social media that are quite impressive, but from a consumer point of view, they should consider this to be a temporary type of effect that is going to diminish over time, and really it's limited to light abrasions that are going to be within the. I just saw someone's comment. Thank you very much.
Ryan's just trying to butter you up some more. He's trying to get them early drops again.
Yeah, so it should not be the number one reason for buying a ceramic coating, but it's going to have a delaying effect of the inevitable, really.
I want to add to that too. A self-healing PPF or a self-healing coating, it's not, I don't want to say it's not really healing. So when you're taking that brush, what you're doing is you're kind of moving the products on. PPF, you're not taking anything away like a scratch. It looks like you're scratching it, but what you're doing is you're just kind of moving the product away or out of the way. And once it gets warm, it flows back into itself. And so a while back, there was a push on instant heal paint protection film. So literally it would heal instantly. But the drawback to that is when it heals in contaminants. So we're not talking like big contaminants, but stuff that starts to turn something a brackish color or just dulls it out. And so same thing, like I can see the same thing happening with a ceramic coating where it's going to self-heal and kind of close back in and start bringing contaminants into the coating, making it not as clear as it should be, or creating staining on it. I don't know if you guys can wrap your head around that theory or not, but
you lost me at staining and self-healing. We got this question, and then we're gonna wrap it up today because I gotta go take my wife out.
Where are we going? Chicken? Arcade chicken?
I wish it was chicken, dude.
What does Easy Dry have in it as a drying aid, as opposed to just using ZNR Plus as drying aids or Ceramic Express?
That makes it expensive. I guess that's what the one you sign means.
Yeah, so it actually does contain a resin, like an SiO2 resin. So if you were to use it as a standalone product without any protection on the paint, you're actually going to see, obviously after a short curing time, you're going to see a hydrophobic finish on the paint or the glass or whatever you're applying it to. So it's actually a solvent-based SiO2 sealant. So that's the reason why it's the price that it is. If anyone has the time, they can compare SDS sheets from us and from various other products on the market, and you'll see that it's actually quite reasonably priced compared to product equivalents that are out there. So if you're looking for like a booster, then the Easy Dry is a great option. If you're just looking for a pure cleaner with a little bit of pizzazz, then I guess ZNR Plus would be the choice there. Ceramic Express is more like a ceramic quick detailer with So they all have their place. My personal preference is the Easy Dry. I just like how it's, I find sometimes if you use too much with a water-based product, you can end up with streaking, whereas I haven't had that issue with Easy Dry. So it's the price is due to it actually being a sealant.
There you go. It's stout. Hey, Eddie.
Very, very good stuff.
We got Stay Strong. We got New Lightning. What's the difference there? Tell Tillman.
Smell.
There you go.
And you're going to pay full price. All right.
Anthony, got any wise words before we wrap this up? I feel like Anthony's got a gem for us.
So somebody mentioned there about wax remover. So I'll give you an old school trick. When you go to the store next time, or typically a health food store, just grab a thing of peanut oil.
Peanut oil.
Peanut oil and a toothbrush, and that'll clean all your trim.
There you go. What? Ready to stock up.
From
my
burn trim, peanut oil.
I just send it.
You burn the trim, you peanut oil it. That's the rule.
I actually remember people using peanut butter.
Anthony uses the peanut oil in his beard.
There you go.
Yeah. So that was the whole thing. It was peanut butter, but really it's the peanut oil doing it.
There you go, everybody. That's gonna wrap us up. We got Cutmaster. It's in the house. It's available on NXTZEN. Go get it anywhere you can. It's there. It's upside down on Ron's screen. It's everywhere. Go check it out.
Videos coming.
Yep, follow them on NXTZEN's starting to pump out videos on YouTube. I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot. So y'all keep it going.
Down because Joel's on the other side of the world upside down.
I get it. That's all we got on this. Eddie, got anything on the way out?
Yeah, Cutmaster available on the House of Rags. Remember, if you won today, so there was 2 people who won. I'm not going to repeat myself. Watch back.
Jamie at HouseRags.com.
Jamie at HouseRags.com. Cutmaster video drop in. Go see final details video. Cutmaster.
See you on the next one. We're out.